Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Des and today I'm taking you through another full body Pilates reformer workout. This workout emphasizes the hips, inner thighs, shoulders, and obliques and might leave you feeling a little shaky, but in the best way. Either way, it's gonna be a good time. I hope you'll join me. Let's get started. Okay, you guys, we're gonna start today on 3 heavy springs. So 3 red for me, or give or take whatever you prefer for footwork, and lie down on your backs. Headrest can be up where it's comfortable. And we're starting in a neutral spine, toes apart, heels together, balls of the feet on the foot bar. So double check that neutral, get nice and relaxed in the neck and shoulders, squeeze in on those heels, inhale to prepare, exhale, press out. Squeezing, lifting up on your knees and control it back in. Good, all the way out and slow back in. Exhaling through your mouth as you press out. Inhaling through the nose as you come in. We want those heels to be squeezing together to help activate your inner thighs, which is going to connect into the pelvic floor and into the deep transverse abdominis. That's that deep muscle wrapping around your spine. Deep breathing is going to help activate that muscle and get those abdominals working right away. Double check your neutral. As we get started here, you want your hands to stay flat on your pelvis, not tilting back towards you. 3 more, full squeeze up on those kneecaps at the top. 2 and 1. Pulse it halfway in. Keeping that squeeze on the heels. A little bigger on that pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen it all the way out and bring it back in. Take your heels to the outside, staying laterally rotated. Tailbone stays heavy. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, squeeze. Good. So we still want to now think about the inner thighs pulling up and together, and that little tiny lift to the pelvic floor. Good. Deep breath. Each time you press out, and then double check you're not tilting as you come in. It's a little easier to lose our neutral in this lateral rotation when our legs are wide. Good. Squeeze and lift. And 3. Don't forget that extra little squeeze through your kneecaps at the top. Extending the whole quad halfway in, pulse it. Good, a little bigger. 4, 3, 2, 1, full length. Coming back in, we're staying laterally rotated, just going to the balls of your feet. I want you to lift your ankles to a high half toe towards that second toe, and then press out to this lengthened position. Come back in. So I know we're on a little less of the bar as we would if we would be doing this parallel. So pay attention that your ankles are right in line. You can kind of lift up and check, and that your knees are tracking right over your toes. And then double check your neutral. Awesome. So we're getting even a little bit further length right here at the top, being on the balls of your feet. Really, really squeeze, filling the quad where it connects around the kneecap. It should be burning. Good. Full squeeze. 2. Hold it out at the top for me. Hold. Now you're going to lower your heels and lift. They're going to go just barely under the bar and lift. But again, making sure that you're focusing first on your ankle stability, not letting the weight roll to the outside. It's a lot more challenging in this lateral rotation. 4, lots of stabilizers working through the ankle. 2, hold it up at the top on 1, halfway in, pulse it down. Good, widen the pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1, full length, and back in. Good. Going parallel, heels on the bar. hip distance apart. Goal here is to keep your feet in line with the foot bar as you press and squeeze out, and then control it in. I want you to focus now your energy into the back side of your legs instead of the quads. The quads are definitely going to be firing, and that's natural. So now we got to take our mind focus and connect it into the hamstrings and glutes. Double check those toes are not rocking back towards your shins. They're staying right in line with the bar, and your weight is equal through your feet. Last two, full press. And one, now we're gonna start to march it. So come back in, now lift your right leg off. Place it back down as you come back in. Lift your left and come back in. Good. Try to check in with your hips that you're not rocking towards one side as you lift. Option to just keep both feet on if you're feeling unstable here. One more each side. One halfway in, hold it down there, pulse it. Ooh, quads are burning. Focus on the hamstring for 3, 2, 1, reach it out. Come back in, last exercise here. We're gonna keep our heels where they are. We're gonna lift just to a hover. So lifting just about 2 inches off the carriage, your spine does not change. You still have your natural curve in the low back. Maintain this hover. Inhale to press out, and then exhale, slow control it back in. I want you to think about that transverse wrapping, like a corset, wrapping around your core. Good. Inflate, deflate that balloon. Good. Inhale out, exhale, control it back in. Focus on the posterior chain through the backside of those legs. 3, control, 2, 1. We're gonna do the same pulses in, keeping that hover. If you're feeling your low back fire, I'd like you to just take your hips back down onto the carriage and continue the pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach it out long and come back in. Place those hips down. Good, you guys. Rock your knees side to side. Whew, that was a leg burner, that's for sure. All right, we're gonna go into an imprinted spine. Lift your legs into tabletop. I want you to reach back and grab onto the actual carriage so that you have a stable surface that's not moving. We're gonna reach those legs out away from you. Inhale. Exhale, pull those knees towards you. Stop at about your belly button and reach for the ceiling. Reverse crunch. Inhale out. Exhale, up to the ceiling and back down. Good. Meanwhile, you're keeping your low back down. Shoulders are relaxed. All the tension is going to your core. Reach out long, bend, reach up to the ceiling. Try not to let your legs crunch into you at all. We're not going quite high enough for this to go up into your neck, but if you're feeling anything discomfort, you can lower your headrest. 2 more. Get that deep exhale. And 1. Good. Goal now is to keep your legs straight. You're going to go right up towards the ceiling and back down. This one is definitely a lot harder. You might be barely lifting off the carriage. Reach out. Exhale up. And you always can go back to the original option with the knees bent. Inhale out. Keep the low back pressed down. And then squeeze up. Good. Think about that belly button pushing through towards the carriage. 3 more. And 2. Last one. And relax down. Whew, that one burned. All right, you guys, we're gonna come all the way up. Take all your heavy springs off and switch it for just one medium spring. So for me, that's gonna be the blue. So one of your lighter springs, and that's it. Okay, we're gonna go to a kneeling position. You can always do this side lying if this is uncomfortable on your knees at all. So you can kind of figure out what's gonna be best for you. You're gonna take this strap, you're gonna pull it with both hands until you can comfortably just hook it onto the arch of your foot. From here, lots of options. We want your knees to be back almost to the edge of the carriage, and then take your knee that is not your working leg about mid-carriage. You can be up here, or if it's most comfortable for the strap to be down here and have the strap be in the middle, that's your option as well. So from here, you're gonna bend and straighten, back out, bend it in, straighten back out. And it might take a second to feel like a comfortable place where that rope is not hitting you. I know it's kind of everybody's different, and especially like height, things like that. So figure out what's gonna work. You can even take this outside hand in and slide over more. So just figure it out till you're comfortable and feeling that glute work. So this spring is gonna feel a little light. If you have the lighter spring or the quarter spring, you're welcome to place that on as well. But I promise with just this one medium spring, we're gonna feel it. We're gonna be here for a minute. So I want you to press the carriage away from you. Think about engaging your chest, puffing through your back, lift up through your core, and try not to sink into your standing hip. Good. Big exhale. Squeeze it at the back and pause. Try not to just ricochet it back in. Full lengthen. Last two. Feel the back of the booty, hold it out there. One. You're just gonna do a little lower and lift to the squeeze where you really, really feel that glute muscle squeezing at the top. If you're feeling your lower back, don't take it quite as high, or you can even take an option to go down to your elbows or go into that side lying option as well. Good. Two, it burns. Little lift, hold it, one, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to bend it in, place your knee down just for stability, and you're gonna take your opposite elbow up onto the shoulder block and take your other hand up, your hand that's the same arm as leg, and then I want you to open up. So get that tension on the rope, open it up so you're in that kind of fire hydrant position. You can also take your right arm down onto the carriage if you want that option as well. From here, you're gonna kick it out, back in. We want tons of engagement through your core, especially the bottom oblique. Power it out. Squeeze your glute at the back. Good. Keep going here. I'm gonna just show this for anyone that's wanting this option. You can come here. This would be a side lying on your elbow, or you can lay all the way down on your side. So try not to opt out if you're feeling knee pain or low back pain. Instead, just make a change to make it happen. Here we go, 3 and 2. Don't forget about the core. Press the shoulders away from your neck, hold it there. Same thing, little lift and lower. Little lift and lower. No changing through the upper back or lower spine. You're going, lifting through the belly. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back in. Woo, nice work, you guys. We're gonna take that strap and just place it into the hand of the leg that was working. I want you to slide your knees back. You can also do this side lying if you're not wanting to kneel. You're gonna plow your arms straight back, head is in line with your spine, and back. Other option is to have this arm down on the side, but we wanna make like a square with your body. Make sure that there's quite a bit of space between your hands and knees. Plow straight back, and then lift your head so that you're looking out past your headrest. Exhale to pull it back. Good. Good, 4 more. Use that breath. Try to initiate from your core. 3. soft through the standing elbow. 2, it burns, hold it back there. 1, tricep press, kick back, squeeze, good. I'm facing my palm up towards the ceiling. Try that. You can also take the option to turn your palm inward towards your body if that feels better. Still lifting up the ribs and belly each time. And 3. Woo. 2. Hold it back there on 1. Hold, hold, hold. Try to just lift and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Woo. That is a burner. Shake it out. Okay, we're gonna switch. Your opposite strap, you're gonna place it onto your other foot. Here we go. Pull it back where it's comfortable. Use that shoulder block for support. Hook it onto your foot. It's not the most graceful way to get into that exercise. All right, you're coming here, up onto the shoulder blocks or down onto the sides. Let that strap go wherever it's comfortable. You're gonna kick it straight back and back in. Good. Back and squeeze through the glute and back underneath you. Thinking about sticking your hips back behind you and in. So we're moving slow and controlled here. So that's another way that if you feel like this spring feels light, move slower. You can always find a way to get a burn in Pilates without a lot of weight. Good. Press that carriage away from you. Double check you're not sinking in the scapula or shoulders. Squeeze up on the booty at the back. Good. Let's do 4 more. Soft through the elbows. Lots of upper body stability. 3, 2. Hold it back there on 1. Little lower. All the way lift that squeeze. As far as you can lift without swaying or changing in the spine. Good. Use your breath. Lift. Lifting up through the core. And lift. It should burn. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Release it back in. So good. Kneel onto both knees. You're going to come up onto your elbow here. Opposite hand is going onto your headrest, or sorry, your shoulder block, and you're going to lift that knee here. Bend it in a little more and then kick it out. It burns. This side was stabilizing as we worked the other leg, so it might be burning a little bit quicker. Double check you're not sinking into the opposite hip. We're staying right up on top, using that oblique to support you and relaxing through the shoulders. And again, you can go to your elbow this way if that's comfortable, or you can go all the way onto your hip, down onto the carriage. Last 3. 2. Hold it out there. Long, long, long. Little lift and lower. And lift. It's a burner. 4, 3, 2, and hold, 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 and bend it in. Whew, that burns, you guys. Okay, take that strap off. Find your 4-point kneeling position. Slide those knees back. Press those shoulders away. I know shoulder stabilizers are getting so tired here. We're gonna give them a break in just a second. Keep those hips square. Plow it back and down. Shake out through the neck and shoulders. And down. Good. We want nothing happening through the upper body. Just the one shoulder pulling back. Shoulders are square. Belly's lifted. Always using your breath to initiate. 3 more. Looking out over the shoulder block. I know as you get tired, you want to droop that head. 2. Hold it back there. Tricep press. You got this, you guys. I know you're getting tired. and back. If you've been doing this series and just felt like it was too much, or you have a shoulder injury, you can always take the option to use that lighter spring if you have it. That's the white for me. Some have a yellow. So no, you can do that as well. Woo. 3. And breathe. 2. Let's hold it back there. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Woo. 4, 3, 2. Holy cow. 1. Release down. Oh my goodness, you guys. That burns. Let's crawl your knees forward and sit back into a little shell stretch, walking side to side. Oh my goodness. Okay, roll out those shoulders. We're gonna crawl forward for a reverse knee stretch. So we're still gonna be working shoulder stabilizers a little bit. I know they're getting burned out. You're gonna place your hands right here. From here though, I want you to lift up and round through your spine. So that's gonna help us focus more into our core than our shoulders. And think about pushing those rails away from you so you're really, really rounded. And now relax the neck and shoulders. All the tension's into your core as you pull your knees towards your hands and going back only as far as you can maintain the round back. So belly button to spine, tucking the tailbone under. Yes, good. Looking, eye gaze is towards your knees. Use that breath through your mouth as you round. Just 3, 2, and 1. I want you to release it all the way back. Take both your hands over to your right side. You're gonna round up again from here. This might feel a little bit smaller of a range, but you're just pulling towards your right hand. And in, it's a teeny, teeny movement, focusing into that right oblique. Left oblique is working in a more extended position. Ooh, just 4. It burns. Relax through the neck, you guys. Shake it out. 2, tension is in the core. 1, release. Take your hands to the other side. Round it up, tucking through your tailbone. Relax the neck and shoulders and pull it in. And in. Good. And good. And 4, relax the shoulders. I know easier said than done. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, you guys. Come center and sit back into a little shell stretch. Take a second for your body to just relax. Just gonna adjust my ponytail. We're gonna be turning towards me once you've taken a second to stretch and sitting into your mermaid position. So working a little bit of spine rotation and finishing off those shoulders. I know they burn. So you're gonna grab that strap that's closest to you. If sitting like this is uncomfortable on your knee, you can just sit in a normal crisscross position. We're still on just the blue or the medium tension spring, and you're gonna raise your hand straight up. If you have the lighter spring, you can always take that option at any point if you need it. This hand can be just resting here, or you can rest it down on the actual carriage. Good, so we're gonna think a little bit more deltoid here. Try to avoid coming up into your upper traps. Shoulders are staying equal. Last one. Now we're gonna add flexion. So you're gonna reach it up, lengthen your spine, and then use this bottom hand to support you and create that really nice, yummy stretch into your side. Inhale up, exhale over. Yes, so good. Back down. Inhale up, exhale over, long, long, long spine. Up and release. Good. 3 more. Try to still keep that shoulder away from your neck. 2. And last one. Over. Good. Going into rotation from here, I'm going to have you lift your elbow and we're going to rotate towards that corner of the foot bar and back. Again, shoulders are equal with one another and you're trying to avoid lifting those shoulders up into the neck. Tension is coming across the belly and then into your shoulder. Right here as you cross, a little bit of work through your chest. Good. and 3. Last 2. And 1. Good. I want you to take your opposite leg, cross it in front, and find your position for side twist. Lifting up nice and tall, rotating back towards the pulleys, and then back. If you're needing more range of motion, you're gonna slide closer to your foot bar, and then back. I know a lot of us do this kneeling a lot of the time, so pay attention to the difference that you feel in your obliques when you're sitting here. Sometimes we have to focus on lifting a little taller, but we can feel it a little deeper because we're so planted down into the carriage. Good. And 3. Relax through the neck and shoulders. 2. Last one, I want you to pulse it to the side. Lifting tall. Think about flattening through this opposite oblique. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release back. Awesome job. Drop that strap. We're gonna flip all the way around into your mermaid position on the opposite side. Grab a hold of that strap. Lifting up nice and tall through your spine. We're gonna just lift straight up and down. Shoulders are equal with one another. Trying to avoid tension crawling up. Use this opposite hand here to support you, or place it onto your knee. Good. 3, keep that shoulder down. 2, and last 1, going into flexion. Try to grow your spine taller. Inhale, exhale over. Lift up and back down. Again, inhale up, exhale over. So good. Up and release. Even when you're reaching this extra inch, try not to reach your shoulder up into your ear. Instead, we're thinking about opening up your spine. Inhale. Exhale over. Good. 3 more. Long and tall. Good. 2. And last one. Over. So good. Awesome. Okay. Lifting up your elbow. Equal out your shoulders. Roll them down and back. And then rotate towards that opposite side and back. Exhale. Rotate. Focusing on that oblique to create that rotation through your spine. Rotating back to center. And again, if this gets uncomfortable on your opposite hip at any point, then just take that crisscross seated position. Good. And 3, little taller. 2, and 1. Good. We're gonna just cross that foot. Make sure you still cross it in front so that we're sitting opposite of the other side. This might be your more awkward side, or this might be your more natural side. I'm gonna scoot a little closer to my foot bar, and then we're rotating into side twist. Goal right here is to have your hands in line with your sternum the whole time. Nice and tall. It's easy for us as we get tired too, and I say to have your shoulders down, that we pull down. Instead of pulling down, I want you to just stay relaxed. Try to make sure you can bobble your head and focus your tension into your core instead of into the shoulders pulling down. Good. And 3. Think about unscrewing your spine. 2, 1. Pulse it there. Growing taller. Pulse your breath. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good, you guys. Okay, we're gonna turn all the way back. We're still on just that blue spring or the medium tension spring. You're gonna grab a hold of both of your straps. Let's drop the headrest all the way down. You're gonna place your feet onto the headrest, and I want your knees to be bent so that we can lift up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders a couple times down and back. Lift up through the lower belly, and then we're gonna reach forward with one arm and then back. And you can always choke up on the ropes if you wanna make sure that you have a little bit more tension right away, kind of depending on how your machine is set up. I want you to think about retracting back with the scapula of the arm that's working and protracting forward with the opposite arm. Good. So again, we're still working into rotation of the spine, obliques, and shoulders, but we're working a little bit more into the back side. Working into those lats, rhomboids. Good. Lifting up super tall. Try to keep your hips square. And one. Good. We're going to pulse it 8 times to this side. Here we go. Little pulses. Growing tall. Try to pulse using your core just as much as the arm. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. And switch to the other side. 8, 7, 6. Relax those shoulders down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release forward. Awesome, you guys. Okay, take your hands back into the loops and scoot your booty forward just a little bit so that you can go into a really, really good scooped round position. So scooping through the hips, scooping through your belly, keep your belly button pulling in, relax the shoulders down, and then we're gonna plow back. So this should be a major core, not so much arms. Yes, you're gonna feel the backside of your arms, triceps, and posterior delt, but I want you to focus on your core, working super hard to keep you stable here. So if you want to add on, we're going to start to lift one knee and the other. So again, think about what I was talking about on side twist about your shoulders, just staying relaxed and down instead of pulling down. Good. I'm going to advance it even more here. If you want to try to take both feet off, you might be moving pretty slow. Holy cow. I'm very shaky, so know that that's normal. The stabilizers are screaming back at me. So if you want to take this option, you're tucking through your hips and kind of staying a little bit more extended through the upper half of your spine. For this teaser position, you can also continue that march or with both feet on. We're going to do 4 more. Whew. You can cross your feet if you're feeling any hip flexor tension. Holy cow. 2. And last one. Woo. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Take those feet down. Ha. All right, we're going to relax down. You guys, so good. All right, I want you to hop off. We're going to take the foot bar all the way down. I'm still going to stay on the blue spring or the medium tension spring. If you wanted to use a platform extender on this, you're welcome to. I'm just going to stand on my wood platform, but we're going to stand up for side splits, working inner thighs today. If you need a little more support for your inner thighs, you can always add on that light spring. The further your feet are away from each other, the harder this will be. So you can also kind of pick your poison that way. I'm going to press out as far as I can with still being able to come back and lift up and in. Thinking about lifting up through your pelvic floor. Squeeze up and in. You want to think about cinching through the waistline as well as you pull back in. Staying relaxed through the neck and shoulders. And pull it back in. Thinking about spreading through your toes. We want to be really, really stable into your carriage and not letting your weight roll out to the outside of your feet. It's going to be most natural to do that. Pulling up and in, good. You should feel a little shaky as you're pulling in, knowing those hip stabilizers are working and you're really, really pulling up away from the carriage. Using those inner thighs. Good. Try to get a little wider, as wide as you can pull back in. And you might have more range of motion than I do, or you might have less. I have said this before, but I have weak inner thighs. I think all the years of dance. I need to spend more time on this area. Last one. Hold it all the way in. We're going to rotate laterally. So opening up with the foot that's on the carriage. I'm going to take my arms, I'm going to cross them over my shoulders, and then I'm going to rotate into a lunge towards this foot that's laterally rotated, and then come back towards me. Then you're going to rotate again into a lunge and come back in, squeezing up at the top. Woo! You should be really feeling that here, crossing through. You can always take it not quite as wide if you need to lighten the load a little bit, and come back in. Back knee, we want it to make sure it's staying straight. If you're hyperextended, I'd like you to stay soft through your knee, just making sure that you're not feeling any pressure coming down. If not, we want to be really lifted up in your quad. Get a little bit lower. 2, and 1. Hold it here. Your foot is going to go back towards the back of the carriage and back in, lifting up through your core. Squeeze. Again, if you're feeling pressure through the back knee, bring the carriage in a little bit more. Oh my gosh. Those stabilizers through the hips and inner thighs should be on fire. 3 and 2. Squeeze up on the knee. Try not to bounce in it. Last one. Bring it in underneath you. Last thing here, we're just doing a little lift and lower. Woo, with that ankle. And you guys, if you're feeling done, just bring the carriage in. You can do the same thing. So you can just come in here and do a little bit more of a lift, or keep it here or there. 2. Hold it on 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that heel down. Come up and in. Whoo, my goodness. My legs are jello. All right, we're gonna step onto your extender or onto your wood platform carefully. So I would almost prefer you all step off first, or step off to the side. Then you can kind of come down, or you could put your hands on the carriage first. That would have been another good option. Okay, we're gonna push out from here into a plank position. And if you have an extender, you can always kneel on the extender instead, or you can kneel on the wood platform. If you have a pad, that's gonna lighten the load on your shoulders, but we're bending in, sitting your hips back towards your heels, and then powering out to a plank. Good. Push it out. And 5 more. Legs are burning. Try to focus your energy into your core. 2. Hold it out there on 1. Hold it. Press that carriage away from you. Shoulders down. Going into saw. Your hands are going forward and then right back underneath you. Forward, back underneath you. If this is too much, then you're just going to hold your plank. Saw. We're there. 4 more. You guys stay with me. Power through. And 3, 2, and 1. Hold it. We're going to pike the hips up. Just 6. Back to your plank. And 5. Woo, my voice is shaky because this is hard. So I feel it too. 3 more. And 2. Last one, just hold your plank, you guys. Be powerful. You're stronger than you think. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend it in. Kneel down onto your carriage. Oh my goodness. Shake it out, you guys. So good. Step off to the opposite side. We're going to work those inner thighs on the other side, and then we are moving into the cool down. We're almost there. So feet planted on the carriage. Relax the shoulders back and down. Find your power. Inhale out. Exhale, squeeze and lift up through the pelvic floor. Good. Inhale out. Exhale. All the way out. And squeeze it up. Good. We want to think about lifting like up away from the carriage. That's what I'm talking about. So you're making your body feel nice and light, pulling those inner thighs in and up, kind of like that. Good. And that's where you feel the little lift through your pelvic floor. Only about 25%. We don't want to ever go into like that full engagement in the pelvic floor. That's how we overexhaust the muscle and it stops working properly. Inhale out. Exhale. Lift, lift, lift. 4 more. See if we can go a little bit wider on that straddle. 3. If you're not feeling it, take your carriage leg out further. Woo. 2. Pull it back in. And 1. Amazing job. Okay, hold it in there. We're going to turn that foot out. Cross your arms over. This is helping us keep our shoulders square. You're lunging into that leg that's turned out and then bringing your body back to front. Lunging down and then coming back to square. I feel this the most on my extender or platform leg, but that might be different for other people. I just feel like that hip has to stabilize a lot to pull yourself back. Try to use your glutes to support, and then again, make sure you're paying attention to your knee, that it's staying lifted, not sinking down towards the floor. 3. Ooh. And rotate 2. Square off those shoulders, hold the lunge on 1. Carriage legs going out and in. And you choose how deep you want to do this. My lunge is not as deep on this side. My right hip gives me problems sometimes. Good, breathe. And use that core. 3. Squeeze up on this knee every time. Squeeze and pause. Last one. Good. Hold it down there, and you're going to add that little heel lift if you want it, or you can continue that straighten and bend with your leg if you don't want the heel lift option. 4. Woo. 3. Try not to let the carriage move. 2. Hold it up. Hold, hold, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And drop it down. Bring it up and in. Holy cow. Square it off. Bring it in carefully, you guys. Step towards your platform extender leg and step down. Ooh, good work, you guys. We're gonna bring your foot bar back up and take it to the one red spring on that side that we're on. Going into a nice deep stretch for our legs, hips, shoulders, a little bit of core. We're gonna round it in. Inhale to prepare and exhale. Roll through your spine back. Oh my goodness, that should feel so good through your hip flexor. Deep breath. Good. Looking up to the sky and then round it in again. Inhale and exhale. Hold it back there. Good. Extend a little bit up. Make sure your belly button is lifting. Slide your shoulders back and down. Good. Straightening through your front leg and flex the feet back towards you. Deep breath into that hamstring and bring it in. I want you to just take your knee right underneath your hips and keep that stretch deep into your hamstring. Good. We're going to roll it back up. Just staying in this kneeling position here, I want you to take your outside arm and cross it over. Kind of just moving through your neck and shoulders. Relax the shoulder down. We did a lot of shoulder work today, so enjoy that. You're gonna take the same arm up, and then I want you to just flex over to the side. Little stretch through your shoulder, and come back to center, and relax it back down. we're gonna give you a little inner thigh stretch here. So we're gonna turn now towards your carriage. Take this foot laterally rotated and up against your shoulder block. Your opposite knee is gonna track right to the outside of your foot bar, and then place your opposite hand down to support you. So you can have your hand here or here. You just wanna make sure that you're supported and that you're feeling this stretch, especially through the extended leg, the inner thigh. Good. But do what's gonna feel best for you in this position without overdoing it. Some people wanna take it to like a full split. You can extend this leg out. I'm not gonna take that option today, but you can do that. Carefully step it back in when you're ready, and we're gonna come back up. Amazing job. Okay, we're gonna crawl over to the other side and move your red spring over to that side. And going into your round position, inhale, exhale, roll it through. Woo! Feels so good in the hip flexor. Lift and extend through your core. And round it in. Inhale here. And exhale. Roll it through. Slide those shoulder blades down your back. Hold it here. Make sure you're lifting through your core. And extending your front leg. Hinge your body forward. Flexing through your foot to get a little deeper stretch. Awesome, you guys. Bring the back leg in, but keep the front leg straight. Now just sit back, a little bit deeper stretch through your hamstring. And bring it in nice and slow. Come up to a kneeling position. Cross your opposite arm across, relax your shoulders down. Kind of looking side to side. Stretching through that shoulder. Take that arm up and over. And lift a little through your spine, and then curve in towards the center. Good, lift up. Relax those arms down. Now turn back towards your carriage. You're gonna take your foot laterally rotated, facing the ceiling. Opposite knee is also laterally rotated, going to the outside of your bar. Just sitting down into this deep lateral lunge, stretching into your inner thighs. Really good. If you wanna make this a little deeper, you can. Just listen to your body. And bring it in nice and slow. Ooh, we're gonna step off to the side for that final roll down, my favorite. Take your hands behind you for one last shoulder stretch. Look up to the ceiling, inhale. And release. Rolling down one vertebrae at a time, all the way down to the bottom. Nodding your head yes and no. Shaking out those legs. And inhale, exhale, soften through your knees, start to roll up. Nice and slow. Head comes up last, and roll those shoulders back to finish. And you guys are done. Woo! That was a killer in the best way. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you liked it, please hit that like button. Comment, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram for more fun and workout content. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much.